Poor old Dookie. She just won't leave you be, will she? Poor Dookie, buddy. Hey, that girl just won't... You're such a good-natured guy. Letting that kid drag you, jerk on your collar all day long. So I don't know what's going on with this. Don't have a clue. New engine sitting up there at the dealer, and they want $59,000 paid in full. I don't have a clue what they're doing. I really don't. So anyway, look at the trail of oil this thing left. As I drove it in here, I had to... So a customer of mine bought this at an auction. We had a farm retire. They had a bunch of old equipment over there, from what I understand. This is you guys know how much equipment I've been around. I've never ever seen a Allis Chalmers backhoe in my life. I've heard of them, but never seen one. So I finally guess I've seen one now. So what's going on is they couldn't get it to move, and they said it was puking oil somewhere underneath it everywhere. And it's pretty obvious to see where. So it's coming right out of the bell housing there. You can see, so this is a Borgwarner. This is the same transmission they used, shuttle transmission they used on a 580C backhoe. They used them on the John Deere, I think like the old 410Ds and stuff like that, 310Ds. Same transmission. Borgwarner put them in a lot of things. That forklift I got over there that's got problems, it's got one of these in there. So I think the first thing, we'll dump the oil on it. We'll pull this little pan off and make darn sure it's not got a bunch of friction material from these guys running around with low on oil and trying to slip the clutches to get it to move. I actually put the bucket in the ground out there once I got enough oil to make it move, and it was pushing dirt, you know, but I don't know. I just hate to pull this thing all out of there. So one thing Case did a little bit better is they didn't marry their transmission right to the back of the Borgwarner like they did on this one. I'm trying to remember, did they do that or not? I just remember being able to pull the shuttle transmission out of the cases pretty easy. I don't remember pulling the transmission. I think it was part of the transaxle, and I think the stub shaft was between the shuttle transmission and the transmission on the main box. But that's what I'm recalling anyway. But you can obviously see it's coming right out of the flywheel housing and bell housing, so, and it's wet right here, so it's leaking where the seam is, where the charge pump's actually right back in here for the transmission. But they said, yeah, get that fixed, and then let's get it serviced and all that good stuff, filter changed, anything else. So yeah, it's old backhoe, but you know what, as far, I mean, the leak and the greasiness of it, it's really not beat up real bad or anything, and it runs good. So I mean, if they got it cheap enough, shoot it for, you know, a farm backhoe, ain't nothing wrong with that. They must have had to go into town or something and get something done to this one tire. I saw one of these tires look like it had a brand new valve stem in it with a new tube or something. So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, this one here, it's got a brand new stem sticking out of it. So they must have had a flat or something, or maybe they might have had swabs come out and fix it right at the auction site so they could get it on the trailer. Don't know. So let's put the stabilizers down and jack the machine up off the ground, and then we'll set the boom down back there. Okay, so the stabilizers are back here. What is this doing? That's swing. No. Oh, that's extend a hoe. Oh, okay. I see. You don't got much for power, I'll tell you that. Our hand throttle on this thing somewhere. Okay. Well, here it is. They've been pouring ATF in it, which isn't going to hurt anything, but I don't see any evidence really of clutch material or glitter. It's suction screen is not all plugged up with stuff. So I think these guys are going to be okay. Like I say, I poured it oil, and once I got it full of oil, shit, I was pushing a bucket full of dirt and it didn't seem to slip or anything. So I'm going to call it as transmission's okay. It just needs the pump seal put in it. So I guess what we'll start doing is let's pull this deck plate out of here. And it's going to be like everything else in this era. Everything's you can have you a 9/16 end wrench and you can rebuild the whole machine, which is nice. Well, obviously we need to get the drive line unhooked. Some kind of goofy support bracket here on the bottom. Now that's all incorporated into, not sure how all that comes off of there. That's really strange. They've incorporated all that, into that mount there. Kind of wondering if it'd just be easier to pull the whole damn thing out as one piece. You know, get this cross member out of here and leave the main box on there and just pull it as one assembly. Maybe throw that pan back on there somehow. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, I think that'll be the wisest thing to do anyway. Just pull it as an assembly, because there's nothing wrong with the actual transmission anyway, so we don't really need to completely unhook it anyhow. But this line here is jumpered and going over there, and I just saw something here that I see that's a problem as well, is that fill tube. That fill tube is leaking oil out of it. So that's no good when the fill tube's leaking. We gotta see if we can seal that up a little better. So that line can stay on. This one over here and this one over here need to come off. And of course the entire thing is going to turn instead of the actual swivel thing. So I gotta get something to hold that. Gotta get this goofy mount setup they got on here off. So there's 4 bolts on each side that hold it. And they ain't been out of there in a long time. So I got the jack underneath the engine holding it up. Okay. Jeez. Nice and tight, like. Get this off, then all we got left is, well, we gotta pull this shifter out of it, which is old school stuff. It's like an old Ford or something, you know, with all that little bell on top of it you unscrew. Get a big pair of Nipex channel locks on it. guy here was Wong Potatoes, Marty Chin. Owned all this old stuff. He'd been in business over there for forever. This 8000 series John Deere's that one of my other customers shoot that 8300T that I rebuilt the engine and transmission on. Yeah, that was one of Marty's tractors that he sold to that other guy years ago. These big outfits, they come in, they buy all their ground up. And I think this actually was sold by the company. I think the equipment came with the place, and this outfit here that bought it sold all the equipment. Okay, 4 more on the other side. And then get everything up off the top of it. Not the easiest to get to, are they? Like to get it out of here before I go home tonight. Now Josie's whining again. There's one side loose. We'll get her. So what are you up, sis? You want in there with your... Okay, I'll come get you. Come on, I'll help you out. Oh, big girl. Get up there and take a nap. Okay, so we need to pull this one out of there, and then we got to do the other side. Yeah, life is a little bit easier with that out of the way, that's for certain. Sing song and dance on the other side, but I don't know, we'll see if it's any easier to get to or worse. But now a guy can get in there and get the rest of those bell housing bolts out of there pretty easy now with that out of the way. Most of the time these had this, you pull this up and there was a pin right there. So what I do is I pull this pin completely out. That way it doesn't wiggle and shake in the transmission down around. It doesn't fall down inside the transmission. I think I got the shift linkage off. I think we're ready to pull her out of there with the exception of bell housing bolts. So let me zip every one of them out but a couple of them, and then I'll get the jack in her and get a strap around it or something to support it and keep it from rolling on me and pull it out of there. Well, it's out of there. I'm not liking what I see on that torque converter. Let's see, I gotta get this. Get this seal out. I'll have to get the number off and measure things and do things like that and see. Get that converter out of there. I don't like what I'm looking at on there. See a bunch of scratches on the pilot, or on the sealing surface of it. I don't really care for that. I'll have to look up the seal number for this old girl and see if I can figure out what I got and what I need. It's got to be the same thing as a 580C, I would think. I mean, they're using the same transmission, but I don't know if I can even look up anything for a... let's take it over there. Got my purple torque converter in it. I've seen purple torque converters on automotive stuff. I've never seen one in a piece of equipment. But it's all scratched to shit here where the seal rides on that. Yeah, something ain't right. What the hell, huh? That's just gonna leak again. Let's look at that seal. Really hard to tell OD if it's the right seal or not. Who knows? It's probably the wrong torque converter. Somebody half-assed stuck one in there or something to get it going, charged the guy, and then it leaked like a shitting sieve. And I can tell you right now, I don't think that was even the right seal to go in there, even though I tweaked it. Usually they're tighter on there even after you do what I did. That thing is really loose on there. Well, I'm gonna have to get this plate off. It's a CR seal. I don't know. I have to. Gonna look up, see if we got the right seal, right converter. I don't know if we can even reuse this torque converter because the pilot's all chewed up on it. I need to go drain it and then pop this plate off the back. I don't think that's probably where my numbers are going to be, is over there, the back side of it. See what we got. Anyways, I'll keep you posted on this one, but yeah, that's no good there. No good.